Oh, here we go, boys. Welcome back. It's officially week one.
Officially.
We've done week one.
Officially official. Week one is in the books.
It is,
boy.
yes. He's cut me off, but let's introduce the big man. Georgie boy, welcome along.
I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you
Fuck's
off,
sake,
bro.
George.
I didn't mean to steal your thunder. I'm sorry,
And
man.
James Arthur, how are you, man?
I just don't know how we keep doing this with fucking George.
He's
What the fuck?
Can we just mute his
Hey,
fucking mic off the top of the show, George?
I'll just go. It's fine. You guys carry on without me.
You can don't act like you want to go.
I'll go in the garage and cry.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, no, you can say it's fine.
Use the
I'm just
loop.
joking.
Okay.
I'm very good.
Use the tiz.
I'm
Welcome,
still
boys.
recovering from Monday, but fuck, I've never been more excited to get up
it's
at
fantastic.
3 a.m.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was great.
Outstanding.
It was a great first start of the week. The
Yes.
the 3 o'clock games are fantastic.
There's some good ones. Some surprising ones.
Pretty wild week one. A few surprising results. I agree.
I really don't like the 4 o'clock slate. I fucking hate those games because they're always 4 games. They're somewhat mid every fucking week.
Yeah, right.
Just those West Coast teams are fucking mid.
Like the Chargers games. And
Chargers.
Yeah.
I like Chargers, but like Raiders. I just fucking find them mid. Seahawks.
Fuck the Raiders,
Mid.
man.
Seahawks mid, shout out.
Raiders.
Denver.
Shout out to
mid.
Max Crosby getting his fucking ass handed to him
Oh.
by Joel.
Yeah.
He woke up.
Fuck
he woke
me.
up and realized I probably shouldn't have been doing podcasts all off season.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have trained for that
Hey,
big 6'8" motherfucker.
Joel Oldham's stud though, man. Like he's
No
so
one
good.
that big should be able to bend his knees that low
Yeah.
and
Bend
have
your
that
fucking
much
knees.
leverage.
Yeah.
It is
It was incredible.
incredible to watch.
I
Joel.
said off
He's the dude.
sorry, but I did say that he was the best player in that draft, and it looks like I might be right.
But,
I know I'm O-line biased, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with my biases.
hold on, boys. Before we actually get officially into the show,
Oh, shit.
Oh.
Okay, sorry.
We got the announcement.
Fucking
I'll have
announcement.
Fucking lifetime.
massive fucking announcement.
money. Here we go.
Shout out to Dave Sinclair and the Sporting Globe Chernside Park. Officially on board.
Official.
Official. They're giving us a $25 voucher each week
On Red Cup betting.
for Red Cup
Oi.
betting. To win this voucher, all you have to do is sign up to our Patreon. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the Patreon is back. James
It
will
is-
have it up.
I can give you the. I'll post up the link and everything. That's really easy to do. It's so put it this way. It's $6 Australian. It used to do it in US, which is really annoying. Now patrons come to the party and you can actually set it in Aussie dollars, so you don't sign up for $5 and they're actually charging you $8 or $9 depending on the dollar that week.
I hate that on OnlyFans when I get that. It fucking sucks every time.
You would, wouldn't you? You
Sucks
little
every time.
Fucking creep.
Paid alimony. Is that what he said? He's paid alimony? Is that what he
No,
said?
on his OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Sucks every fucking time now, but
Rock, man. What's wrong with you?
thank you very much to Dave Sinclair and
Yeah,
all,
we love you,
all the
Dave.
patrons,
That's
all the
disrespectful
workers
to
down
women,
there. We
bro.
love
Very
you.
excited. So you win the voucher. It's emailed. It's a virtual.
It's a virtual voucher. Will be sent
and you
out
can
to
use it in any sporting globe in the country. So if you live in WA,
I think there's about 20 nationwide now.
yeah.
Oh,
so,
wow,
so
okay,
wherever
that's
you
cool.
live, wherever you are, it'll be emailed out to you. $25 a week, every single week on Red Cup betting. We'll spin the wheel and we'll announce that.
Yep.
And we'll go from there.
Yeah, massive. Thanks a lot for supporting Globe. Love you, boys.
Yeah, shout
Let's-
out. Shout
let's
out.
get into the
shout out
show.
to Globe.
What are we gonna do? I got a clip to play you boys first.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
yes.
this from our man Jer?
It is from your
The
man,
great
Joe.
Irish man.
Wait a
Great
second.
Irish Raven. James, hit it up.
I'm loving this, by the way.
Gentlemen of the Vault, Jer from Dublin, checking in with yourselves. Just wanted to share my thoughts on the Ravens-Chiefs game. Let's not hit the obvious points. Yes, Lamar missed a few throws. He is a running back, he is going to miss a few of those. Likely his feet. As a man myself with size 13s, I know how big feet, blessing and of course, dick size is great, but sometimes they just get in the way a little bit, But let's talk about the real issue of this. How the fuck are we talking about the referees week 1 again? We thought we got rid of these cheating bastards when we got rid of the Patriots, but now all of a sudden they've been taken over by the fucking Chiefs. Like, fuck me. How were they not flagged for too many players on the pitch? Because as far as I could see, they had at least 3 officials that should have been in fucking Chiefs jerseys. Lads, it's getting ridiculous. It's week fucking 1. They were calling illegal formation because Ronnie Stanley didn't have his fucking head in the belt line of the fucking centre. For the love of fuck, lads, if he wears it hanging around his hole, does that mean that would have counted? And that would have sufficed. Like, seriously, are we getting to that way that we're nitpicking this sort of shit? But yet we can't nitpick that a guy's possibly toes are a little bit too fucking long. Like, come on, lads, what the fuck are we doing? With all this money spent in gambling in the NFL, you think some fucking commission would start looking into games being rigged and cheating for fucking the Chiefs and all this? Lads, week 1, had enough of the refs already. What the fuck is going on? Just when I thought we could breathe a sigh of relief with the Patriots dead, the Chiefs come to take over the evil empire.
Oh, fucking shout out to
He's
my
still going. He's still going.
Mom, I need it. I really need it. As always, shout out Brock, love your work. Shout out Georgie, big muscle man there in the background. JA legend as always. See you soon, boys. Bye bye.
Shout out to fucking
That's unreal. I'm just
Wow.
saying, we might need an island trip. We might need to go to Dublin.
No. We're sponsoring him to come out. That's what we're doing.
I want to go see the Jamison factory, man.
Okay.
Jer, my dude. He's,
Oh,
so
he's
people don't know
hey,
Jer.
hey,
You've
Jer's
heard us
dog.
mention to it. You've heard me mention him a lot. He has literally been here since our first episode of the SEN days. One of the oldest
Wow.
guys. I got another one. I got another long time listener. I'm going to read out some stuff from later in the show as well, which
Shout
is
out.
fucking hilarious because he sent it to
We
me.
love
when
it.
he
We
was-
love
when
this,
he
by
was
the way.
pissed.
I want it all.
It's
I want all the input. I
Standing
love it.
from him. So yeah, thanks, Jer. We love your work, mate.
Cheers,
Thanks for
mate.
reaching out. And thanks for your constant support. Like you've been, like I know last time we did a t-shirt drop, he bought a t-shirt. I had to mail it to Ireland. It
shout
took
out
like
to Jer.
4 months for it to get there. It kept coming back because I kept writing his address wrong, and it finally got to him. And
But
yeah.
also, he's fucking spot on.
yeah.
Like-
Well, what about? I think the worst one was what about the defensive coordinator calling the timeout?
Bro.
And like, fair enough. I'm not saying Spagnuolo. He fucked up. He knew he was in the wrong.
Right, he was in the
But
heat of the
why?
moment,
But why
whatever.
wasn't he flagged?
Exactly.
It's like calling a
Why
timeout
wasn't
when you
he
don't have a timeout left.
Why
It's the
wasn't
same
he
rule.
flagged? The timeout stood. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, not only did they give him the timeout, but they didn't flag him for calling an illegal timeout. Can I just get because the illegal procedure, the tackle's lining up too deep.
Yep.
Can I just get my thoughts out on it?
Please.
First of all, NFL, come up if you're going to be this anal about it. Come up with a better fucking rule than your head needs to split the belt buckle of a center.
Yes.
Because centers are all different lengths, they're all different sizes, their legs are longer, their butts go back further, their waists are all at different points. So it's an unfair playing field. You might have a shorter center, so your guys have to be closer. It's a dumb rule. As they move the hips, I've played center before. If you move your feet a tiny bit or roll your hips a tiny bit, your belt buckle can go from here to half a yard closer.
Sure.
If your guys are right on it, they might have been on it when you snap before you snap the ball, but
Sure.
you might swivel your hips when you snap it. So as you snap it, your hips roll forward.
Yeah.
The belt buckle's in a different spot. You're the fucking NFL. Set a rule that's, hey, O lineman, you can't be more than a yard off the ball. Something that's on the field
Yeah,
that's got
okay.
like all these lines and shit on it.
I'm going to backpack on this as well. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sick of fucking seeing Max Crosby line up fucking 5 yards outside from the fucking right tackle, left tackle, and having a fucking full head start. Same with TJ Watt.
Yeah, but you're allowed to.
They play at fucking 9.
It's that wide 9, yeah.
They play a fucking 9 and just fucking sprint into a fucking quarterback.
As long as you're fucking not lining up offside, you're allowed
But
to.
keep it fair. Keep it fucking fair. He shouldn't be able to have his fucking hand down if he's coming from that far out.
No, I disagree. I think you should be able to rush from anywhere.
Nah.
Because then if they didn't say, okay, you can't put your hand down, what corners can't blitz?
Go
Like,
back to
they
what you were
just stand
saying
in line.
about the tackles
So,
and
so the
lining up
tackle
and
thing,
all
it
that.
annoys the shit out of me. But also, tackles, just fucking go half a yard closer.
Yeah.
Like, don't fuck around
Like
with it.
these are professional
Yeah,
players. It's not like
split
they
the
woke up yesterday and decided they want to play tackle.
Yeah.
They've been playing football for a long time.
It's just dumb,
They're
right?
getting paid millions of dollars.
This is
Sort
what's
it
dumb
out,
about
man.
it. Like, work it out, I agree. But there was one they called on Ronnie Stanley where he started off in the right position.
Yep.
And then as his head was down and he was like leant down in his stance, and then as the ball snapped, he like moved. So they then called it because as he moved, when the judge looked, he was not lined up with the
Was the
snap.
ball snapped?
Yes, the
So,
ball
so
is
that's
snapped.
just an
So
incorrect call.
there were so many bad ones. I don't know. I'm so torn on it because line up fucking closer. But I also understand that I've always played center, so I've never had to have space between
Sure.
guys. So I'm very
Yeah, everyone
comfortable.
works off you.
I'm
yeah.
comfortable with that aspect of not having space between me and a defender.
Sure.
But I understand why the tackles do it in the NFL as well because DNs are so fucking athletic.
Yeah.
But NFL, just set a rule. If you're going to call it and be stupid, don't make it the belt buckle. Say, hey, O lineman, you can be 2 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Definitely an antiquated way of wording a rule.
In
like
one
that.
of the most specific, like everything is to the millimeter or the inch or the
Yeah.
yard, whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it. Everything's exactly and precise. Yet you're like, oh yeah, if your head goes over the center's belt buckle, yeah.
And you're as a tackle, I've played tackle obviously. You're lining up out there, like you're a decent distance away. Like it can be hard to judge. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. I just think it was stupid, but also like tackles line up.
Teams
closer now.
teams should be able to
Adjust.
button that up. Like
I
they
couldn't
need
believe
to-
there was guys in the Monday Night Football game doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had an
You'd think
extra
they would've
day.
adjusted
You're looking
to
at
it,
it,
yeah,
you're
for
like,
sure.
Like I get it's a point of emphasis, and it always is for the start of the year.
yeah, it'll die.
The refs always have a point of emphasis. But for fuck me, the amount of flags that got thrown this week, was fucking insane.
There's a few. There's a few. Even that
it's
Thursday
stop-
night game, there was a few, man.
There's a reason why like people hate the NFL because it stop-start so much.
Yeah.
Don't throw a fucking flag.
It's always like this. The
It's
first
fu-
week.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna throw a fucking flag on every player that's fucking holding.
Oh,
Because every fucking player that's holding, then
every play.
There was a couple today where the commentator watching the Jets game where the commentators were like, "Oh, that's not holding," and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" The
Nick
guy like,
Bosa got put in a fucking headlock the same way Tyreek fucking Hill did,
Yeah.
and didn't get a fucking flag. thrown
Shout
on
out the
him.
cheater.
we'll come out to the cheater. He clearly is a cheater because he's married with 7 kids on the way this year. So
Shout out to him.
that's a great nickname for him. Should we start? Let's get into the rundown.
Hey, your man.
Let's
Your
talk
man, Dakota.
Dakota Rain Prescott
Dakota Rain Prescott, yes.
becomes the highest paid player in NFL history.
You called this, and you called this early too. You said he'll get his $60 million from the Cowboys, or he'll get it from somewhere, and you were spot on.
Mate, when Trevor Lawrence is signing for $55 million and Jordan Love signing for, like, you look at the top 5, the quarterbacks in the top 5 paid. Prescott's easily the best of a lot of them.
Yeah.
Easily. Like, I even think at this point, from what we saw, he might be better than Joe Burrow, who I think is the 6th highest paid now.
Joe, he didn't have a good day.
No, we'll get to him a bit later.
Yeah.
But what Prescott did then is he got his money. He rolled into Cleveland with his best mate, Ezekiel Elliott, and CD Lamb, who also got paid, and went, hey, let's fucking annihilate these Cleveland Browns.
Their defense didn't look great, did it?
Well, I actually think the defense played better than what people think. Like, the Cowboys kind of jumped them early. They got those 2 scores before the half.
Yeah.
Then got a couple of field goals before the half. Like, they absolute fucking disgrace. Brandon Aubrey kicked a 67-yard field goal, which would have tied the record with Tucker. But the ref forgot to reset the play clock. And which is disgraceful. But also, like, if you're a head coach as well, look at the fucking play clock and call a timeout. They had 3 timeouts. With
It was the end of the half.
with 4
wasn't it?
seconds
Yeah.
left. Like, if I'm a head coach, I've got someone watching the play clock going, even if you think that it's wrong, be like, hey, time out and go to the refs. Was
What's
that
the
meant to
story?
reset?
Yeah.
And then reset because he kicked a 66-yarder, then it went back to 71, and they had the gumption to line up like they were going to kick it, which was outrageous to me. But, yeah, they kind of jumped them. Watson was... Yeah, so I think the Browns' defense played okay. I don't think they were as bad as everyone thinks. I think they were all right.
What is actually wrong with Deshaun Watson?
I got it there, boys.
Bryce got one.
When he was at the Texans, Bill O'Brien knew he couldn't run a fucking offensive NFL playbook, so he ran the same playbook as Clemson.
Yeah.
So he was in the same playbook for fucking 6-7 years.
Right.
He's gonna look pretty good. He's Stefanski? Yeah, Stefanski's got a fucking.
Stefanski?
He's got a fucking technical fucking playbook.
Yeah.
Watson's not up to it.
Yeah.
But hence you can see Joe Flacco comes in last year off the fucking couch, win comeback player of the year, and drags him to the fucking playoffs.
So you're saying it's an aptitude thing.
Yeah,
Like he's just
a
not
Watson
smart
issue.
enough.
Yep.
Wow.
I think it's
He doesn't give a fuck.
Apathy. He just doesn't give a
Because
shit.
if he was earning $500K a year and was relying on his next contract, I reckon he'd probably care a little bit.
He'd be in the playbook
is there
with his nose like this. Yeah.
Is there a chance to say now that Deshaun Watson's a better person than he is a football player?
Oh, I saw that today. Fuck, it was a big cat that said that.
Big Cat and PFT, yeah.
Yeah, because he's such a bad player
He's
now.
such a bad player,
so,
but is he a better person?
Deshaun Watson's a
Because I
better
was watching,
person than he is
I didn't.
player.
Admittedly, I didn't watch the whole game. I watched, like the condensed version. Just watched a few highlights. Like, he just looks terrible. Like, he just doesn't look like he looks like. If you had said that like 3-4 years ago, he was like in the running for the MVP, like he was winning playoff games, you'd be like, is this the same person?
Well, he also had 2 years out of the NFL. Got to remember that.
Yeah.
2 years he didn't play, and the league changed a lot in those 2 years. So
Sure.
it could be a matter of him struggling with one. The LSU thing, the Clemson playbook thing, is very realistic that was happening at
It doesn't.
Texans.
It doesn't
Doesn't surprise
sound
me.
ridiculous.
And what he used to get by with when he was at the Texans was his ultra athleticism, his ability to make guys miss, which he still did a few times in the
Yeah,
weekend.
he did.
But
Yeah.
he'd make guys miss, and then he'd almost second guess himself or go for a play that like throw it to the wrong guy when there was someone wide open. And yeah, it was weird. It's a weird scenario. I also think that all of it combined in the fact that he just doesn't fucking care.
He just doesn't care.
What motivation does he have to play well? None. He probably hopes he gets cut and gets all his fucking money.
As in, so he doesn't have to show up to work anymore.
He's probably he probably hates being at the Browns, hopes he gets fucking cut and he goes sign with another team.
right off into the sunset.
Yeah, and get all his money and then go to another team.
The fucked up thing is another shit team will
I'll sign
fucking
him.
sign him.
Yeah.
And they know what they're getting at this point. They know what they're getting.
I also think like you got to give some credit to the Cowboys defense.
No,
I was
Cowboys
worried.
was good.
I thought Lawrence would drop off. If that's what Lawrence is going to bring all year, they're going to be fucking fine. Like they're going to be absolutely fine.
No.
Mike
Cowboys
Parsons look good.
Parsons played really well.
That's a good road win, man. Week 1, that's good.
Yeah, I think so. Too. I was
You'll take that.
surprised. I'm certainly not buying into the
Against
weekend
that,
boys.
against that,
but
you know, that vaunted defense to go in and
they
put
were good.
points up.
Like the young left tackle
offensive
Guyton
good.
did
Yep.
well against Miles. Fuck, why can't I think of his
Miles
name?
Garrett.
Miles Garrett. He did really well against him. Like for your first start to have Miles Garrett line up on you. At one point, Miles Garrett actually moved the other side because he was having better luck on against the right tackle,
okay.
which I think is a really good sign
That's
for
a
a young
fantastic sign
tackle.
for a rookie.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
So there was some good signs for the
Miles
Cowboys.
Garrett won Defensive Player of the Year last year, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
You hold your own against him. You belong in the NFL.
Prescott was accurate. CD Lamb was. I think the game, like people were like, well, they didn't score much in the second half. They didn't fucking
They
have
didn't
to.
need to.
They just
game
ran the
was over.
ball, drained the clock, kicked field goals, and kept building their lead. And the Browns never put any pressure on them.
Yeah.
Like they didn't score a touchdown until the last quarter. So there was never any pressure for the Cowboys to be like, fuck, we got to score a touchdown here.
We've got to do something.
Zeke looked slim. I don't think Zeke's the best running back in the world by any means, but he'd slimmed down.
He looked fucking slow.
Yeah, he does look slow, but he can read the blocks. He can get yards. He'll run dirty. He's not he won't be the biggest problem on the Cowboys.
Who's their running back? Their star running back now? Because he looked fucking lightning.
Who for
Cowboys?
Rico Dowdle.
Oh,
Yeah, he's there.
He looked fucking.
He will be the Pollard role, and Zeke will go back to the Zeke role.
Yeah.
I think it'll work really well. I said Cleveland are a fucking good defense. Like, you only average 4 yards a carry. Yeah, when they knew they were running all the time.
Yeah.
Against with 2 rookie O linemen playing their first game at center and left tackle.
And they were stacking the box.
And they were
obviously.
stacking the box. They were running. Like I think watching the game aesthetically, it was okay. I think
If
I was just impressed with Prescott.
If you're a Cowboys fan and you're not happy with that win like this,
I just love
there's
Prescott.
no pleasing you.
I really love Prescott. I think
good on
people hate him too much, and I think he deserves every cent he's got. I think he tries his guts out. I don't know why he'd want to stay with the fucking Cowboys.
I'm so
I don't know
surprised
why
he
he'd-
signed.
I don't know
thought
why
he'd
he
leave.
wants to. I'd leave and go to a place that actually fucking appreciates you.
Yeah.
The fans don't treat you like shit. Like he's gonna go down in history
You've
as the best
spoken on that
Cowboys
before, though.
quarterback
That's
ever.
a Cowboys thing. That's a
That
toxic
is. It's a
Cowboys
culture
thing.
thing.
It's not a Dak thing.
Well, it comes from the fucking top.
Yeah.
Jerry Jones was ragging on Dak Prescott for the past month. He was ragging on CD Lamb to try and like as a negotiation tactic.
As the
It's not
Cowboys,
18-20 anymore. Like you can't negotiate like that anymore,
Yeah.
Jerry.
Nah, they would normally
Yeah.
just buy him back then.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
what Jerry thinks. He thinks everything's below him.
Yeah.
He's a shocker. I've said
The last thing
Cowboys
that Jerry
culture
Jones
won't
should be
change
doing-
till he's done.
He
the last thing
doesn't-
he should be doing is talking in the microphone. That's
He
the
should
worst thing
shut
he
the
could be doing.
fuck
Yeah.
up and go and die quietly.
he does
all
eat
his
a
money.
sausage by McMuffin with a knife and fork
He does. He's a weird.
off a plate.
Fucking weird.
Could be the
cunt. I hate
move
him.
actually. I might give it a go.
Could be the move. Hey, he's a BNS, so he's doing something right.
Could be the move.
I want to talk. I got this next topic.
Yeah, no. That
I
was,
want to talk about the Eagles Packers game that
Yeah,
was
boy.
in Brazil.
good game.
The game was good. The game
was
itself
very
was good.
entertaining game.
We can speak on the game, and Eagles looked a bit rusty, and Hurts looked a bit rusty.
I think
in
both.
parts, and
I'll do my quick spiel on it. Both
Both
defenses
defenses
kept
struggled.
giving up big plays because
Yeah.
they were rusty and making dumb mistakes. And
correct.
that's why they gave up big plays. That was really the difference in the game. They
Yeah.
kept giving up big play,
Yeah.
missed tackles on Devontae Smith, missed tackles on Jalen Reed, blown coverages, that sort of stuff.
couple
Yeah.
bad picks
It'll-
from both quarterbacks.
Yeah, a couple of bad plays. It'll firm up.
both teams will tidy that up and
I
whatever.
think so. Yeah.
Firstly, I want to speak on why is the NFL doing expansion games in Brazil?
Because
Has anyone
Brazil's
got
one
any
of the
thoughts on that?
largest growing areas for football.
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Brazil, Australia, and like England.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or Europe, I should
Europe,
say, are the biggest growing locations in the
Because
world.
when I
for-
heard initially that the game was going to be in Brazil, I'm like, I don't know about that.
Hey, they couldn't take their families with them. They were so scared. Like
Yeah.
there's
That's
so
what I'm
much
saying.
crime where
Like,
they were
it's-
playing.
Yeah, it's like why Brazil? It's not known as like a
It's
safe
just a growing area.
country. Yeah. Okay. So the
There'll
real
be a
thing.
game in Australia in a couple of years. I fucking guarantee
Yeah,
you.
I don't doubt it.
There'll be a week
next
one
year.
game, not next year, the year after.
I
I
don't
think.
doubt it.
Yeah. There'll definitely be a
And we'll be
preseason
there.
game soon.
The thing I want to speak
We'll be
on
hosting it in the backyard.
It's a Ranger
in the
field.
garage.
CD Lamb, fucking watch out for the
Okay.
dog shit. Run fast, motherfucker.
Be a Ranger field on 90-yard field.
Like, how much? Like, I'll pose this question to you guys in the chat. How much money do you think it costs the NFL to put that game on in Brazil? Because I heard they had to move like 80 million tons of equipment and all this other shit to bring the game to
Well,
Brazil.
was it a soccer field? There's probably got a bit of that stuff anyway. But
Right.
I don't know. Do you know how much?
No,
you
I
asking?
don't. But it'd have to be a lot of
So
money.
when you asked the other day and I said how much and you said I'll find out,
I'll
you
find
didn't
out.
find out?
No, I tried to look it up, but I couldn't.
It'd be
look
hard
it.
to find. I
And
did too, to be fair.
I spent about 4 minutes on it, and I went, "Nah, this is too hard."
I spent about 10 minutes and got sick trying to find it because there was
Okay.
nothing. But
The
I
point
would
I'm
say
trying to make
it'd
is
be a
The
$10
NFL's
million.
a $1 billion organization.
Yep.
This, that, the other. Did you guys see the fucking state of that field?
Oh, it was
and
atrocious.
how much players were slipping over? Oh, fuck the running back. What's his name?
Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley slipped. His first touch, he fucking slipped.
Yep.
and gave up a tackle for loss. Like, what the actual fuck? Did nobody go to the field and think, oh, is this pitch suitable to play football on?
No, it's one of their best fields. Apparently, I saw this
So
the other day.
it's at the Corinthians home ground, which is a soccer team.
A soccer team. So I saw that what people are saying is they're not built for
Yes.
the way that American footballers play.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
hence
Because
why
they're big.
Tottenham Stadium in London, hence why they have to have a different grass surface,
They redo
which
their
is
field.
it's an actual AstroTurf that they bring.
Right.
Like, so
Right.
they have a grass field on top, and when NFL plays it,
Right.
they take the grass field out, so it's an actual AstroTurf underneath.
Yeah.
Right.
Because their
Yeah,
soccer
obviously
field in
because
Brazil
football players are bigger and heavier than soccer players.
and they plant harder on the field.
Of course they do.
Everything's like power movements. There's no.
So
They're not light. They're heavy men. Soccer players aren't traditionally heavy
No,
men.
they're
They're
not.
just not. Certainly not to the terms of offensive and
No, of
defensive
course not.
linemen. And
Of course not.
linebackers. So, yeah, that's the issue with it. But
Like,
the field was atrocious.
That's pretty fucking embarrassing for the NFL as a look, one.
NFL
and two,
paid 500,000 to actually host the game there.
okay.
That's what they paid the stadium
Right.
for the game to be there.
They made.
They paid Corinthians $500,000.
Yeah. So it was 450
Chump
450,000 in rent plus 50 for other expenses.
How no, I mean, Love got injured at the end, and I'm sure it was because of the field. Because he's
I thought it was
because
Jalen Carter's a dirty fucking.
because
prick.
everyone was slipping and sliding all over the place. He was slipping and sliding, running out of the pocket. Like,
Have you seen the hate Jalen Carter's got for that? I didn't think there was anything dirty in it at all, and he's had people like sliding into his
no,
DM saying they're
there
going to
wasn't.
kill him and
It's
shit.
just a football
it's
play.
pretty-
It's a
pretty
football
dirty.
play.
Pretty fucking bad.
Oh, fuck off, Brock.
give me the
Fuck off,
Packers.
Brock.
I haven't even seen it.
Give me the Packers next 4 games,
Fuck
Brocky,
off,
so we
Brock.
can work because they're going to miss Jordan Love for 4 to 6
Four.
weeks now with a MCL.
Sorry, that I just want to put a button on that. That field was atrocious. It was not good
Shouldn't
enough
been
for
playing NFL
football.
games.
And the fact that no one, I mean, Jordan Love did get injured, but no one else got injured as a result. Like how Barkley didn't do his knee, how Hurts didn't do a knee or something, or a calf or an Achilles is, man, I'm just happy we got out of there with the fucking points. I'm happy we got out of there unscathed.
Yeah.
And we just roll on to next week. We button up a
So
few things.
The next 4 games for Packers
Packers.
are Colts at home. They
Loss.
they travel to the Titans.
Could be a loss.
Vikings go to the Green Bay, and then the Rams. They go to Rams. Then Cardinals after that.
They could,
I don't think they're going to win any of those.
Nah, they could.
they could beat the Titans. I think they'll win one of them. I think they'll be 1-5 by after 5 games.
They could be the Vikings.
Which that's like this loss is like everyone who had Green Bay winning the division, that this will cost them the division now. Even if they can pull it together after Love comes back and win 7 or 8 games in a row and save their season,
Because Detroit are rolling.
they're going to be a wild card team.
Yeah.
Like they're not going to be able to they're not going to be able to win the division now unless
No.
Detroit fall apart too. And this is how we talk about how seasons just change so quickly. Green Bay's season has just changed. They've now got some real adversity. They've got to find a way to win. They're going to try and win 2 or 3 games in the next 5
Especially at
games.
the start of the year, your quarterback getting hurt as a fucking
Happened
Could
to
really
Bengals-
derail your whole season. You're
Happened
right,
to the
Brock.
Bengals last year
Yeah, it did.
where they
Yeah, that
lost. They
was-
lost Burrow at the start.
That was 10 games in.
They lost. They didn't have him for the first couple of games either. He did his. Oh no, he was just injured. He had his quad or something. Yeah,
He still played.
yeah. He just wasn't played well.
He just played well. But no,
Yeah.
after 10 games, they lost Burrow and they were already set for the season.
Yeah. So it's hard. It's,
I think the
it's
NFL
challenging.
needs to do a better job of scouting the grounds going forward if they're going to do international games. That was horrible.
But they had they did practice on the ground. They practiced on the ground a couple times before the actual game.
Yeah.
So they were able to see the turf. It's just the players.
Who's they? The players.
The players did, yes. They were able to see the turf
How does seeing the turf make it better to play on though?
because then they could pick what type of boots they wear.
I don't think the cleats help them that much when they're.
When, if the ground is shifting underneath you, like
it doesn't matter how big you
no
stand.
cleat is going to help you, man.
Uh,
That's all I'm saying.
to an
I
extent,
know what
it
you're
will,
saying, but yeah, there is different studs you can wear.
There's Riz. There is.
There's a Riz King.
Riz.
I heard.
Riz King. I saw it. I saw it in full flight.
no,
the
Yeah,
other day.
I bet you did.
Riz
Oh,
King.
man.
We'll talk off air.
You married, Brock? All right, let's talk about Atlanta.
Yeah, this wasn't.
This was the worst
fantastic.
loss of the weekend, but actually maybe second worst. This loss was fucking dreadful because the Steelers didn't score a touchdown.
Yeah.
First of all, losing to a team that doesn't score a touchdown is always going
Was
to
it
be a
six,
bitter pill
5
to
or 6
swallow.
field goals?
6 field
Six
goals.
field goals.
So losing, that's always going to be a bitter pill to swallow. if
That's
you ask me.
atrocious, really.
And then the turnovers that Kirk Cousins and the Falcons had, they had a really bad fumble. Kirk Cousins, 2 interceptions were bad. His second one was fucking
Yeah.
atrocious. I don't know who he was trying to throw it to. I thought
I
earlier
know,
they
he
were.
was trying to throw it to that.
That's what it looked like. Trying to throw it to the DB. The Steelers did what the Steelers did. They let TJ Watt just absolutely fucking annihilate them over and over again. Oh, the fumble was them snapping the ball into the motion man coming across past the center. So the center snapped it too early, hit the motion man, which then bounced straight to TJ Watt, who recovered it. TJ Watt was unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable. He looked like every bit of what he does all the time, which shouldn't be surprising to anyone. But
No, when he's fit and healthy, that's what he does.
and then the weird part was, so Russell Wilson was named the starter.
Yeah, this is the best.
Didn't start because he had
No.
a calf
No,
injury.
he was named inactive.
He was inactive for the game.
Yeah.
So then what he did is he wore his full fucking pads and helmet on the sideline like a fucking weird cunt.
Hey. That's bad mindset for you. You got to have an unlimited mindset, right?
No,
How
it's
dare
a,
you?
it's a neutral mindset.
He's
he has.
unlimited. All right.
He has a neutral mindset.
He's like, you know what? Halfway through this game, my calf might get better. I might be able to suit up and play. I'm
That
going
was
to be
the
ready.
worst thing I've
Hey,
ever
remember,
fucking
No, but
seen.
hang
If
on.
you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Write that down, guys.
Keep
But
the
you
same energy.
can't play. You're inactive.
Kirk Cousins had his fucking helmet on last week for the preseason.
Exactly. That's the
But
same
he was
thing.
active.
No, he wasn't.
Was he inactive?
He was inactive. He just had his helmet on.
Well, was Russell Wilson the guy that used to put his helmet on and then put like speakers in his ears so to simulate the crowd noise, and then he'd run like
Yes.
practice without a ball and without anyone
Yeah,
around him?
without a ball.
on the
Yeah,
game?
that's him.
Yeah.
But in the pre-game, just
Yeah.
on his own, where no one couldn't hear him with
He's a-
crowd noise.
He really is a fucking weird little bastard.
He's a
isn't he?
fucking psychopath.
He had his
Fucking
eye
little
black
hobbit.
on and all.
If he comes
on the
out that he's
sideline.
a-
Eye black. Yeah.
Fucking piss
If
off.
he comes out that he's a serial killer and he's killed like 35 people over his life, I'd believe it
Checks out.
instantly. I would be like,
Checks
yep.
out.
Yep.
Fully checks out.
And,
I agree.
and Ciara's his fucking driver that gets him away from
I
the
wanna
murders.
I want to see
I'd
the
be like,
30
yep.
for 30 on that.
Real Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah.
situation.
What if I told you Russell Wilson was a psychopath? Yep.
Yep.
No, we all believe it.
Yep.
He
We think 30
practices
for
on his
30.
own with no ball.
Fucking weirdo.
That's what
But
gave
yeah,
it away.
Atlanta fumbled the fucking ball. They were terrible. They should have won this game. Kyle Pitts scored a touchdown. Looked okay.
Yeah,
If
I saw that.
Kirk
That's
Cousins
good.
could hit him. Little bit concerned to Kirk Cousins, in fairness. He didn't move very well.
He didn't look very mobile.
Let's give him time, but it didn't
Come
look
off an
good.
Achilles. He's older. It might take a little bit of time. Obviously, they don't play a lot during the preseason as well, which doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
So it's like rust because he missed a lot of football and like coming like Achilles is a pretty serious injury as
It
well.
takes some
so
time. So look, I'm not worried about them, but yeah, it didn't look good.
It didn't look fantastic. I agree.
Can we talk about the John Harbrow effect?
Sure.
Because-
Hang on, before you get into it, can we talk about how he was wearing Jordan 12 cleats on the sideline?
The dude is a fucking
He had all
cliche
12.
of every coach that's ever
It
lived.
was
I like
fucking
John Harbrow,
amazing.
and
I love him.
I love it.
I
And
love
his
him.
players love him. He fucking has energy. And you look, I don't think the Chargers are that talented, but what you can already see is that they're dedicated to doing two things
they
well.
buy in, yeah.
They will run the fucking ball.
Yep.
They will stop the run. They will play physical as fuck.
Yep.
And they will take their chances.
Yeah.
And Herbert looked, without being spectacular, looked very good, looked very in control. Quentin Johnson looked okay.
Yeah, he
didn't
did.
look
Yeah.
didn't look awful. I think they can add a couple of talented pieces to that team. I said I don't think they're competing this year. I think Harbrow is now setting them up for the next couple of years. This is the Harbrow
They're going to
effect.
want to get that running game going, and then obviously get the play action.
And we
going off
mentioned
that
Joel.
as well.
Joel's just a fucking
Yeah.
dog.
I told you, he's the best player in that draft.
He's
by
a
mile.
dog.
Shout
And shout out to J.K. Dobbins.
Shout out my boy JK, he's back.
He went off.
He's
Second
gone
half
through
was
some
amazing.
injuries.
For sure.
Oh, got him on the fantasy team. It was fucking
Yeah,
lovely.
he was very good in the second half. He should have scored on one that he was untouched through the line, and they just caught up to him because he hasn't got those 3 knee recos have slowed his top end speed down a bit.
Slowed him down a little bit.
But he looked really good. He ran the ball hard. I just think the Harbrow effect is in full. It's in full swing there.
100%.
The dude just he's seeing him in the locker room after, just talking to his players like he's one of them, and then they gave him the game ball for his first win, and then he got emotional. Like he just gives a fuck.
Yeah.
That's someone he gives a fuck about you, and he gives a fuck.
So you're
going to
buy in.
So you're going to
100%.
buy in, and you're going to play for him.
But-
Or you know what? You won't be there. He doesn't care how good you are. He'll fuck you off.
I think that's going to be my issue with him if he does this 2 years, 3 years down the line. If he keeps the same sort of mindset, he'll be fine. But as soon as he starts getting a losing season, he turns on the team will fucking turn on him.
Well, that's been one of the big things.
Yeah, he's used to the college fucking system
where
where
you're
it's every 3
recycling
years.
players. Yeah,
It's a fucking new crop in.
it'll be interesting.
That's what fucked him at San Fran.
Yep.
Lost the locker room because told him you can't fucking play music.
Yeah,
Like,
I think he's changed a lot now. I think
unless
being
he's
in college
changed-
has
unless
changed
he's
him
sort
a
of
lot.
changed to actually
No, I've seen a lot of the training
a
camp
real players
stuff.
coach.
Yeah. So I think he's I just enjoyed it, and I enjoyed the Chargers. And you know what? I'm picking my team I hate this year. I fucking hate the Raiders.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Welcome aboard. I've
When
been on
Antonio,
this.
this is how I know Antonio Pierce. I got it right when I made him my biggest disaster scale coach. When the Chargers scored the touchdown to basically seal the game to put it out of reach, what do the Raiders players do? start a fucking brawl.
Yeah.
It was actually shit that a Chargers guy got ejected because he was just sticking up for himself.
Yeah.
There's a fight between the receiver and the DB. Whatever, it happens. And then Max Crosby's in there throwing the guy on the ground, and that is an Antonio Pierce. That's a coaching thing.
Yeah.
You don't throw the toys out of the cot because the game's over now.
Yeah.
You funnel that into playing harder and then getting better. I think that's
like
going to be
you're
the
a
biggest
professional.
problem.
You're a professional, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm already seeing the cracks there. Gardner Minshew's exactly what we thought he was. He's just not that good, and I think the Raiders are going to be. Said this is the week one overreactions episode. I think they're going to be a really, really frustrating team this year because
Who's that backup in
Aiden O'Connell.
It is. Is it O'Connell?
Yep. So
Speaking of quarterbacks that aren't that good, how good were the Giants?
the only can we just quickly discuss their uniforms? What the fuck?
I didn't mind the uniforms, bro.
You know what?
100 years.
This is. I'm actually seeing it's become. I would have thought everyone hated the uniforms.
It didn't
and
look too bad on the
non-stop
field.
I'm listening to podcasts where it's polarizing. Like people are like, I liked them,
Yeah.
and then people are like, I hate them. There's no like, they're okay. It's like hate them or love them. Like I'm gonna buy one or
I'm not going to buy one.
I hate them.
I
You wouldn't
didn't-
buy a Giants jersey. I hope I'd be
obviously not.
fucking ashamed.
As
of
an
you.
Eagles
It's,
fan.
it's like the
Hashtag fuck the
Steelers
Giants.
Bumblebees fucking from about 5-6 years ago. They looked fucking horrendous.
Yeah, but now
But there
when they
was
wear them, it's a
something
throwback.
about 'em.
I didn't mind the Steelers Bumble.
No,
I thought
but
it was
the-
good.
Everyone
throwback.
when they got announced, everyone hated them.
Oh,
They looked
okay.
like
Yeah.
fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm with
Same
you.
with
Yeah,
the Giants.
uniforms,
They look
the
like
uniforms
shit.
are okay, but fuck, man.
I got to say one thing, and I'm going to defend Danny Dimes just in one regard. He
How?
played awful. He's thrown more pick sixes since getting his $40 million a year contract. He's thrown more
Saw
pick
this
sixes than he has touchdowns.
Yeah.
He's thrown 3 pick sixes and 2 touchdowns, that was 3 fucking years ago.
Jesus,
That was 3
bro.
years ago. So that's atrocious. But
That's so bad.
people who wait after a game for another human being to leave and abuse them and fucking hurl shit at them.
Oh, like the
and
fans,
and
yeah.
burn their jerseys in the car park and shit like that. These are full-grown men most of the time. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, that's fair.
I did like the guy saying, "I'm having money issues. Can you lend me $1 million?"
That's funny.
That's a
funny.
great chirp.
But the
Yeah.
guy
To say
yelling
your
out-
fucking shit.
the guy yelling out "you fucking shit" and "kill yourself," which they got on audio. That's disgusting.
That's very bad.
Like he is still a person.
If you're gonna chirp someone, at least be fucking.
Yeah, at least be funny. Like, have a funny. Because I bet if that's Danny Dimes, I'd be like,
yeah, that's pretty bad.
I would have been like, that's fucking funny, man. Fair enough. Like, it's not his fault the Giants
and the
paid him
funniest
all
part
that
is that
money.
he's got it. He could give him that
Yeah,
$1 million.
but was he meant to say no? Was he meant to go, no, don't pay me the money. I'm not good enough. Fuck no. He doesn't even. These guys don't even negotiate their contract.
Yeah, it's
Dak
ages to
Prescott literally said, I found out about 20 minutes before you guys that the deal got done.
Yeah.
It's like, I have nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I tell my agent, I trust him. Get as much as you fucking can. You get
Get
the
the best
deal.
deal best
Whatever
deal for
deal
me.
you get, I
That's
believe
why
that
he
you've
has
got
an
me the
agent,
best
because he's not a fucking
I
negotiator.
don't care
He
about it.
plays
I'm here to
football.
play.
Yeah.
And so you think Danny Dimes even had anything to fucking do with it? The bullshit of burning the jerseys. First of all, why'd you buy Danny Dimes' jersey in the first place, you fucking idiot?
True.
He was a reach in the draft. He's been terrible since he got there. The only mildly good year he had was Dable's first year there, where teams were still working out what he was doing in the offense, and Saquon Barkley had a great year.
Yeah.
And he was literally dumping it off to dudes to make things happen.
And like running the ball himself.
Exactly. It's the only he's not a starting quarterback. I don't even think he's a backup. And I think for his sake and the Giants' sake, they need to part ways. I think Danny Dimes would be better off going somewhere else, like the Sam Darnold effect, which we'll talk about soon.
Who's going to have him?
Oh, just cut him and let him go and sign as a backup somewhere and see what happens. The Geno Smith thing, maybe in 2 years' time, maybe he just is a really good backup.
No.
Because he's a nice guy. He's handsome as fuck.
Yeah, true.
Handsome as all fuck.
Especially with the beard.
Which I never knew, and I've only just discovered.
Shout
And
out to
every
the boys.
time I see him, I'm a little bit taken aback by him. He's a bit of a cute.
You know what it is? You're getting Garoppolo.
You're getting a little zesty, by the way.
You-
I'm here for it.
You're getting
Danny Dimes is
Garoppolo here.
Yeah, he's a good looking
You're
dude.
getting Garoppolo.
I'm getting Garoppolo.
He just
Like-
looks good. Can't play fucking quarterback.
Yeah,
the
he
same
can't
as
play
last
same.
I
year.
agree. Hey,
God damn, does he look good?
no one's called how bad he is at quarterback earlier than me. He's terrible.
He's so inaccurate. It's actually frightening.
What
how
did I
bad
say in
he
the
is.
preseason when they had the bad turnover game? I was like, they've got to make a decision now. They want to force him to throw the ball downfield and be explosive. That's what you need in the NFL. You need explosive plays.
Right.
He can't do that. So if he
Well,
tries
he
to do
can,
that,
he just throws it to the wrong guy.
yeah, if he tries to start doing that, he's going to
he's
start
got an
turning
arm.
the
Like,
ball
just throw the
over
fucking ball.
because
Like,
he's not capable of making these throws or these decisions or the timing on them. So if you try and play that offense, the only time he's going to be anyway mildly good is when you put him in like a game management style, dink and dunk, get it to receivers that make things happen. They don't have those receivers,
Yeah.
and now they're trying to force the ball to Malik Neighbours all the time, and you can't.
Yeah, rest in
Yeah.
peace, Nick Neighbours.
Yeah, feel sorry for him. Also, his pick six was very unlucky. It was a fucking bubble screen. Like, fuck me.
Yeah.
Van Ginkel off the edge just scooped that out of nowhere.
That little one-handed.
Yeah, he was unlucky on that. Like, he literally took the snap and pegged it straight away. He went to throw it straight to the slot receiver, and the D end is now. I would argue, as you turn, you see that defender, you're like, well, won't throw that.
Cancel, yeah.
Won't throw that. 'Cause I've seen plenty of quarterbacks turn to throw it and go no, or pump it and then throw it
Yeah,
to make
sure.
him run past. But he was a bit unlucky with it. But Giants are in a world of hurt.
Yeah.
The biggest scary part about the Giants were their defense. So they've just got Brian Burns. They just traded for Brian Burns. Dex Lawrence is the highest paid D tackle in the NFL, and they've got Thibodeau, who was a top
Yep.
3 pick.
Yep.
They did fucking nothing to the Minnesota Vikings.
Mm.
Minnesota Vikings looked unfazed. Sam Darnold completed 22 passes before he had an incompletion.
Wow.
If you were the first time watching NFL this week, you would believe that Sam Darnold and Derek Carr are the two best quarterbacks in the NFL.
He went 19 and 24.
No, so he went 20. He went like 23 of 26.
19 and 24.
Oh, really?
Looking around now, James.
Oh, my bad. My bad. So it wasn't quite. Hey.
Hey.
Oh, I might be thinking
bad.
of Derek Carr. My mistake.
Derek Carr, yeah.
By the way, I'll work out what it was. He had a lot of completions before he didn't miss one.
He's good.
He played perfect. He
he's the
threw the ball to
game
Jay
manager.
Jetters. They handed the ball off to Aaron Jones. He still like he's got some zip left. Vikings might be one of those surprise packets this year. Now that now the Packers don't have Jordan Love for 5 games. Like if I'm the Vikings now, I'm Kevin O'Connell. I'm sitting there going, hey, this is our fucking door opening because we're going to play him at home in 2 weeks without Jordan Love. We fucking win that game.
You win that.
We
That's a big
We
tiebreaker
steal a division game back. Then we play them at home later in the year. They might have Jordan Love back. But we're at home then, and we might be
Yeah.
good. We
Yeah.
might have some momentum. I'm telling you, I think the Vikings could be a surprise team this year. Can we?
The only issue they're going to struggle is Detroit's in that division too.
Yeah, Detroit, and we'll talk about them later. Detroit
And
Darbear. Oh, we'll talk about him later too. Fuck me. Can we start? I just want to have a funeral.
Let's get to our
funeral?
Georgia's best mate.
We're gonna have a funeral for Bryce Young.
Yeah. It'll be a very small coffin. It'll be we might have to get a child-sized
Jesus
coffin for
Christ.
it. You know
That
what?
is
You know why it's funny
very
that I make
good
fun of
from
small
you.
people because I'm so fucking big.
I think
It's
I
like-
started that
Because you're allowed
Costco.
to.
Yeah, I think you can get it at Costco.
Yeah.
Save money. Just get a shoebox.
We're gonna
Yeah,
have a
shoebox.
funeral for Bryce Young's career, and
He's done.
it'll be a tiny little coffin for him.
His first throw, he threw an interception, which he missed the guy by.
I don't
wanna
know,
say
5 feet,
Yeah.
maybe
He
more.
couldn't see him.
And then he
fucking
threw one
shit.
later over like a deep ball on a deep corner, where again he overthrew the corner out by 10 yards.
Yeah.
Like I thought there was no one back deep, and he just overthrew him. There was a safety so deep that he picked it off. I don't know. I'm happy to be proven wrong in the next few weeks, but Bryce
How?
Young is.
How are you going to be?
They
putting
are
him
devout of talent. The Panthers. They are an awful football team.
on? How is he going to be any better? He can't be.
I can't see it getting better. I don't know how there's upside to watching him play. He seriously looks like he just can't play in this league.
He can't. I've been saying that for 2 years, and y'all have been calling me haters. Now it's time. The chickens are coming home to
I just
roost.
think it was too early to go, but I'm now going. One game into his second
It's
season.
not too
I've seen
early
enough.
because, like I said, I reckon you need 3, maybe 4 starts, and then you can see if someone's got it or not.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Bryce. Also, shout out to the Saints. They fucking routed
the
the
Saints
Panthers.
might be good.
No, I don't think so.
I don't
Shit,
think
no,
they're
no.
good,
Shit
but I think
division.
they can beat up. They can beat up on shit teams.
They can win that division. That's
I-
a shit.
I-
ass
well,
division.
now that the
you picked them to win the division.
yeah,
now that the Falcons had that awful loss, and then what the Bucks did, and what the Saints
Yeah,
did,
Baker looks so
I'm
good.
saying those that division's wide open for anyone but the Carolina Panthers and Bryce
Yeah.
Young. Because Bryce Young said,
Do they have their
hey,
first
rest
round
in
pick?
peace.
Do they have their first round pick?
No, they still don't have it this year either.
Wow. What? Houston's got it.
Carolina
Yeah, didn't they trade 3 first-round picks? Or was it only 2?
2.
2, okay, my mistake. They've
Two,
got
yeah.
they've got it back this year.
So they'll be picking number 1 for sure.
Yeah, but whoa, fuck me. If you're Carson Beck, you want to go play for the Panthers?
Yeah,
Am
but is it that's what I'm saying. Are they
They'll get
picking a quarterback? Sure.
Could get the Texans quarterback. Ewan.
McGregor?
No,
Quinn Ewers.
Ewan Ewers. That's the one.
No, they're picking a
Hillbilly
quarterback.
You know
right?
Ewers.
Big Shiloh.
Yeah, Shiloh's. Yeah, that'd be the end of
Shador.
his career. Shador. Yeah, I don't know. Bryce Young's. I'm ready to have a funeral for him. Hey, rest in peace, Bryce.
Shut up.
Not obviously not IRL. Like, hope you live a long and prosperous life because
Nah,
you're gonna be fucking rich anyway.
Your career.
But your
It's
career's
done.
over. Yeah. Speaking of guys whose careers aren't over, AR-15 versus CJ Stroud. What a
Yeah, that was good.
fucking game!
Did you see that
I know,
throw
I know what you're gonna
that
say.
he made? And he's like backing up and he's slipping over and the tackle's like right up here blocking the D end and he just rifled it like 70 yards falling over.
63.7 yards in the air for a touchdown
What
to Alex
the
Pierce.
actual fuck was that?
Off his back foot with a tackle getting pushed into him.
He was like,
He's got a cannon.
63.7
he was slipping over as he threw it, dude.
Cannon.
Like, it looked like, you know what it looked like? You know those, like, when you go to the park and there's people throwing balls to their dog?
Yeah.
The little
With a
sticks?
fucking stick.
That's what his arm looked like. It looked like, whoom, like it just had like a catapult on it. Like when his wrist flicked, it was like, what the fuck? And I saw it come out of his hand. I'm like, nah.
And he just kept going, man.
No. Oh no. Oh no. I was just like, and they panned to CJ Stroud, and CJ Stroud was just sitting there like,
Whoa.
fuck. And then I gotta say, on the other hand, CJ Stroud is so fucking surgical.
so good,
That third down conversion he got to Nico Collins on the right hand sideline on the out route, the coverage was impeccable.
Yeah.
If he threw it half a yard inside, it was probably a pick six.
They're gonna be
and
good.
game over. And he hit it perfectly. He the throw he threw over the middle when he bootlegged out on third down and hit over the middle to Nico Collins, who seems to be coming up as he's really turning into a big play guy.
Yep.
You know it's going to fuck the Texans, but
What?
Diggs.
He scored 2 touchdowns. He's happy as Larry, man.
He will fuck him.
Stats are stats, bro.
He will fuck him. Give it 5 weeks, and without him scoring a touchdown, he will want to fucking blow that building up.
Hopefully he's learned his lesson and he goes there and he's humbled himself and he's just going to play football.
I don't think he will, because he did it at the Bills. He didn't have problems for like 4 or 5 years.
He was bitching and moaning in the first quarter.
But you got to remember, right? You don't ever know what they're bitching and moaning. Like, you might see bitching and moaning as he might not actually be bitching and moaning. He might be saying, "Oh, I can't get open on this guy," or "This went wrong," or "I slipped," or you don't always know that he's bitching and moaning, saying, "Hey, fuck you, quarterback, throw me the fucking ball." Like you know when they're doing it.
Not a good look, but it's never a
I
fucking
don't
good
know.
look.
I think some guys are just like that. I think the D'Amico Ryans and the Texans have the culture to overcome him. They also have the capacity to be like, you know what, you're a fuckwit, go.
Yeah, they can get rid of him. Yeah,
I don't think they have it. They don't have to pay him from after next year. They don't fucking care. He's only got a 1 year guarantee.
yeah.
So they can let him go at the end of this year, or if he's being a fuckwit, just be like, you know what, you're done. And D'Amico Ryans has got all the fucking fish in the bag. He doesn't give a shit. He's very protected. Is that a good one? I don't know.
Sure.
He's taking him home for his kids to eat. You know, he's got all the fish in the bag. He's fucking loaded. He doesn't need to take risks.
Fish sticks?
They could have fish sticks. They're delicious. They're not just for kids
You
either.
like him in your mouth.
What is wrong with you?
What are you, a gay fish?
What's happening right now?
Brock's lost it.
I agree.
Fucking Brock.
Yeah, Stroud very good.
Anyway, Stroud was good, but AR-15, the raw talent is
He's so fun to
the
watch.
running
bro.
touchdown he had over. I
Yeah.
felt sorry for that DB. The DB was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
He fucking murdered
Yeah,
him.
he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm in real strife here. I'm in real fucking strife."
He's a big man,
He
running pretty
looked-
fast. Like,
Yeah, he just
usually
Dan's couldn't
trouble.
get Dan's got their hands on him. It was like they weren't even touching him.
Yeah.
If he just irons out some of the mid-range and short-range passes, gets a bit more accurate, which
So
is going to take time.
what's his ceiling?
Josh Allen with a bigger arm.
Yeah.
Or Cam Newton?
Cam Newton with a bigger arm. Well, I think it's
'Cause
very
Cam
fair to
Newton
say
didn't have a huge arm.
it was big enough. I think you say his ceiling
Is Cam
is
Newton?
Cam Newton.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's probably if he got to, it's unfair. I know I don't like Cam Newton, but it's unfair to say that if that's a very good ceiling. He won an MVP.
He's an MVP.
I
man.
think
He
that's
played-
his
he played
ceiling.
in
The
Super Bowl.
2015 Cam Newton is his ceiling.
He played in the
because-
Super Bowl. All right, he didn't die on that fumble, but he still played in the Super Bowl.
Bitched out, and I want to hear him on his 4th and fucking 1 podcast admit he bitched out and didn't go. If he does that, if Cam Newton admits I didn't jump on it because I'm a fucking bitch and got scared and second guessed, I'll forgive him.
He
forever.
doesn't need to admit it. It's
should.
there in colour, bro.
I want him
in
to say
full-
it.
in HD. You can
Well,
watch it.
it's all. It's
I reckon he has admitted it.
has he? If he's admitted it, then
No,
I'll change
we were
my
watching
mind.
that
on him.
together. We were watching that Super Bowl together. I
I'll
think it was
never
at the
forget it.
Hawthorn, and we looked at each other like, "Oh, that's it. He'll
Game
never
over.
leave that down.
And I was like, oh, the game was already over. No, it was a 1-score game. They were driving.
He'll
It was
never leave that
awful.
down."
Anyway, can we talk about the trouble brewing in Cincy?
Let's do it.
What's going on there?
Can I just be the devil's advocate for the Bengals in it? They didn't have Higgins.
Yeah.
Chase was
Suited
sick.
up. Suited up.
He played. He got
on-
six.
on
He
a
had 6
moment's notice,
catches.
yeah.
He was holding out, and you know what, Chase, you a bitch. You a bitch.
Hey,
You were holding
he
out.
folded.
You didn't get it, and you fucking
Yeah,
folded.
he buckled.
If you were smart, you would have not played this week. They would have had a terrible loss without you,
Yeah.
and you would have gone, "Give me the money." What's that new?
Give
thing
me
they
my
do?
money.
Give me my money. We'll do it after. We'll show you, George.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's he could have won the show, but he fucked up. I think the Bengals had the touchdown to the back right-hand corner to the tight end. I've forgotten his name. He played for the Dolphins and the Patriots last couple of years, who dropped it as he hit the ground. Unlucky.
Mike Gesicki.
Gesicki, yes, that's it. And then the other tight end, the backup tight end, literally running in for a touchdown, half yard out, had a DB punch the ball out of him. They recovered it. Then they went and kicked a field goal. So it was a 10-point swing. If they scored that touchdown, they're actually tied. So, and then they also had 2 awful turnovers, which led to the touchdown and the field goal that the Patriots got. I didn't think the Patriots looked good at all. They're always going to play hard defense. I think that's kind of their MO now. But they didn't look good. Burrow
Did it look like a fucking Bill Belichick sort of New England team where they just didn't make mistakes?
Yes, that was the difference in the game. The Bengals made 3 or 4 mistakes.
They played a clean
Patriots made
game.
none.
Patriots just do what Patriots do.
Because Gerard Mayo is the black Bill Belichick. That's his new nickname.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
He's Blalachek.
There's worse nicknames than that.
Blackachek.
Blackachek. He's Blackachek. Is that racist? Are we flirting with the line?
Extremely racist.
We're flirting with the line? Are we flirting with it or are we on it?
No,
Or
no,
have we jumped
you've
it?
run past the
What is
line.
it, non-Caucasian check?
The fact that George is calling us racist is just
I'm not hating.
wildly
I'm just saying
outrageous.
it's racist.
How the
bro.
turntables have turned.
Yeah, but I said I'm gonna trouble brewing in Cincy. Not yet. It was a bad loss. It was a fucking bad loss. But at least the Patriots actually
Who they
scored a
got this
touchdown.
week?
Brock?
I'm on it.
Rocky boy? I don't know. Oh no, they got the Chiefs in Arrowhead.
Chiefs and Arrowhead. That's a tough game.
That's what I mean.
That's a
Like
tough
that game becomes.
You know the worst thing is? Cincy could come out and fucking win that game and it all's forgotten.
Well, they could also lose it because they are always terrible in September.
Yeah.
Cincy is terrible in September all the time. So let's give them some time. I'm not jumping the gun. As Aaron Rodgers used to say, just relax. It's
Everyone just
September.
relax,
Nah,
yeah.
I'm jumping the gun. Fuck Cincy.
Whoa.
You hate
Fuck
Cincy.
Joe Burrow.
Do you hate Joe Burrow because he's not a running back?
love list.
Yeah, you fucking idiot.
No, it's because he changed his hair. No, fuck Joe
Oh,
Burrow.
you put him on your love list because he looked like White Demolition Man. That's right.
He looked like sketch. No,
Do
I'm
you know
off
what's
Joe.
sketch? Bears head coach daughters. My wife came down the other day and said, "Why has Brock's love list got Bears HC daughters?" I was like, "Well, Bears HC is Bears head coach." And he's like, "How does he know their daughters?" I'm like, "I'm not getting into this."
I'm not getting into this with you. Sorry.
Out.
Snack.
Get
Hey, what do we think about Bo Nix?
out. Not good.
That's but one game.
Do you want to know what? I'm going to toot my own horn here.
Ooh.
I fucking nailed it 2 weeks ago. We talked about the preseason. As soon as the defense challenges him, he could have thrown 7 interceptions.
Yeah, he did throw a
He is
couple bad
that
picks.
fucking. I respect the game. Like he doesn't fucking take a step back. His touchdown run was nice.
Yeah,
Like
that
it was.
was good,
He was like faking it, then ran
Speed.
through the guy. It was. He is erratic as all fuck.
The
He's
best-
a bit exciting. He's a bit fun.
The best one
but
when
he's
he's
not going to challenge.
he throws
defenses.
a pick into triple coverage, and
Yep.
as soon as the ball comes out of the hand, the commentator, "Oh no, oh no!"
He's just.
I watched all 22 of that. There was a
it's
fucking
not
deep
good.
post that was wide open. There was no one even guarding him,
Yeah.
and he's just thrown to the fucking out with 3 people covering him.
Yeah.
It was fucking hilarious.
Look, it's an interesting decision.
Is that when
I
Tariq
agree.
Wallen picked it up? Yeah, on that
Yeah.
right side. The only thing I'll apologise for Bo Nix from when I slandered him when he was drafted is I'll apologise. I think he's still going to be crap at the end of the day, but I didn't think he'd be this fun.
Yeah.
In fairness,
Fun.
I didn't hate it.
A little bit
He was
erratic. I agree with that.
Wild.
He
Like,
needs to just calm down a little bit. He'll
there's
settle
one
into
point
it.
he was sitting in the pocket, and no one was pressuring him, and he just ran into the fucking left tackle.
Yeah, that's true.
Like just ran into the pressure and but then
Bright
outran,
lights, man.
but then
Bright lights.
outran the guy and almost threw a pick. But if he'd thrown it 5 yards further, it was a touchdown.
Yeah.
Like the shit you're watching it like, is this kid's either brilliant or a fucking idiot,
Yeah.
and I can't work it out what it is.
It's a real. He's either autistic or he's just a little bit special.
A little bit
Or is it-
special.
or is
We
it
don't know
gen-
yet.
or is
He's
it
either
genius?
autistic enough to be a genius, or he's just like autistic enough to be fucking annoying.
Make
And you
him
want
a-
him,
make
you
him
want
a
him to
knight.
go home, and his dad can't ruin the league anymore. Like
Yeah.
that sort of annoying. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah. Uh,
Hey, I got a round one hot take.
I
round
saw
one
this.
overreaction.
I saw this
Matt Stafford. I saw him wheeling and dealing the other night against
Yeah.
Detroit
in the loss.
in the loss.
It wasn't his fault. Didn't get the ball in overtime. Fucking change that rule. It's awful.
Don't just run through a motherfucker's face.
Yeah, they did. They
Just
did run
run
the ball nicely at the
the
end there.
goal.
Detroit. That was good.
Before you go to
run
Stafford,
through
though,
a
the
motherfucker's
overtime drive to win the game was the most Dan Campbell
Yeah,
fucking
amen to
drive.
that.
It was like inside zone, inside zone, inside zone, stretch, inside zone, stretch, short pass for first down, inside zone, touchdown.
Touchdown game.
Like Dan Campbell was sitting on the sideline like, hey, fuck you.
Yeah,
Stop
good.
me. Stop
It
me,
was good.
bitch.
He pressed triangle, just run a fucking.
It was like a dad
Run the
holding
same
holding
play.
the kid's head and the kid can't reach him and he's
Yeah.
like, come on, punch me. That's what he looked like. He just
But
like-
what did he lean on? He leaned on his
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 star
amazing
players.
O-line and his running backs. Like, good on him.
Yep, I
That's
loved
what
it.
you're supposed to do.
I loved it.
Fantastic.
Also,
That's good coaching.
shout out to Jameson Williams, 100 yards for the first time in his career.
Yeah.
I called him the preseason. I think it's a contract year for him. I think it's his year. I think he's
I'm
gonna have a
calling
good
it
year.
now. I'm
Yeah,
calling it
what are you
now.
talking about, Stafford? Talk
Matt Stafford is the best quarterback in the NFC. Think about the top NFC quarterbacks. Who's better than him?
It's not an outrageous comment because I would have argued over the weekend it was fucking Baker, Darnold, and Derek Carr were up there with him as the best quarterbacks in the league.
Dak Prescott.
Prescott didn't play. His stats weren't there, but he played okay. But I think
As a quarterback,
if you put them all to,
gunslinger, wheeling and dealing.
you put them to a neutral age right now, right? So you take age out of the decision.
How old Stafford? He's only like 36.
Yeah, it's pretty old for a quarterback. Either way, you take age out of the negotiation in the NFC, so you're not worried. These guys are going to play. It's a Madden franchise where you keep turning back their age every year and they never retire.
Is that a thing?
No, yeah, you can do it. You just go and
I
edit
didn't
their
know that.
player and change their age. I do it all the time.
So much effort, you
Yeah.
fucking nerd.
Yeah, because I don't want to draft a 27-year-old rookie named Brandon Whedon. Anyway,
Mm.
so
He's 30.
if everyone's the same age, I think you're not that far off.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a better quarterback in the NFC.
He looks
I'm
so good.
Trying to think.
He looks so good.
The AFC, you've got a bigger
AFC's a different
argument.
story. Yeah, but
I think
in the
you know.
NFC, he's the best quarterback in the NFC.
Mhm.
He was killing it the other night. He looks so
Who
good.
would you take in the NFC over?
There's not many good quarterbacks in the NFC. The NFC is fucking weak, in my opinion.
Well, the NFC is just full of either really old quarterbacks like Kirk Cousins and Matt Stafford, and then young quarterbacks
like
like
Hurts and Purdy.
Hurts, Purdy.
Dak.
Dak's not young. Dak's 30. But I think Dak's the best quarterback in the NFC right now. Based off last season, he was.
Yeah.
I think, and then probably you can argue Purdy, but I think Purdy's a sub.
He looked
A
good.
reward of
We'll
his
get to
situation.
we'll get to that. That looked okay.
He looked okay. They ran the ball very well. They did an efficient job of not letting Purdy throw the ball too often. in that
Perfect.
game, which is great. It's a Shanahan offense. But no, so I don't think it's that outrageous a call.
I'm calling it from now. He's going to be the
Stafford's the
best
best
QB in the NFC this year.
Do you think Stafford can win MVP?
No.
If they win enough games,
Won't win enough games.
if they
Yeah,
win enough,
yeah,
they got to
you-
win like 12 games.
You have to be the quarterback of the number one seed in
Yes.
either conference and be really
Have a
good.
story.
Have a story. Like Lamar last year.
But if he
He's
gets
the worst
hot-
MVP statistically in the history of
Yeah,
the
but if he gets hot and he's got talent around him,
cheap shot.
he's got Carp, he's got Puka
Well,
Nakua.
Puka Nakua, who knows? He got hurt.
Injured early
We'll
as
see how
well.
he goes.
But he's got talent around him. If I'm the Rams, I'm sticking with him. Like, I know he's getting old, as you guys say, but
They're
I'm sticking with him for the next 2 or 3 years and just trying to draft as many skill guys as
You'd
you
be
can.
sticking with him until he decides he doesn't want to play.
The wheels fall
Absolutely,
off.
yeah.
100%. Like
You ride into it.
he's
Can't go no
earned-
more.
I saw the perfect description for Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford right now, if he finishes, he's won a Super Bowl. He had amazing statistics when he was in Detroit because he was throwing for 4,000 yards a year
To
when
Megatron.
no one was doing it.
True.
He was just a 4,000 yard, 30 touchdown guy every single year.
Yep.
So he's got the stats behind him. He's got the Super Bowl behind him. The next 3 or 4 years of his career can determine if he's a Hall of Famer or not.
I think he's already a Hall of Famer.
I disagree at this point.
It's a tough question. It's
He's-
a tough one.
I
He's-
think.
What do you mean? He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. He's a
So-
Hall of
Well,
Famer.
you don't
dude.
just get into the Hall of Fame because you
Is
win
Eli Manning a Super Bowl quarter?
He thinks Eli Manning is a Hall of Fame.
Hall of Famer?
Yeah, he is. He's won 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, I just don't think. I think either way. I think Stafford will. If his career ended today, he probably makes a Hall of Fame at some point.
I think it's a given.
But I think if he's the next 2 or 3 years, he really finishes strong. He's pushing for like first ballot, and then definitely a guy that gets in.
Yeah,
it
Rams
could,
look good.
it could, it
Rams
could
look good. I think they'll
really
be good.
function. I think Detroit and Rams were a great matchup. And I think both teams are going to have a big part to play this year.
Especially in the NFC, for
I
sure.
really believe that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think it's an outrageous call from you. Do you know who isn't the best quarterback in the NFC?
Your man, Mr. Zesty McZesty.
And I'm going in on you here, Zesty McSesserson, because Zesty Williams has, and this is not me just like, I know I use a lot of like hyperbole sometimes and just say shit that's not quite
I
true
do that
and be
often, it's
completely unfactual.
I do that all
This
the time.
is
It's fine.
factual. He had the worst statistical game for a quarterback in the history of the NFL
Wow.
to win in the Super Bowl era, not when they wore the helmets and weren't allowed to throw the ball.
Okay, yeah.
In the Super Bowl era, he had the statistical worst game ever in a win.
Wow.
And he is also the first quarterback drafted number 1 overall to win a game since Derek Carr in 2002.
Is that right?
Nah, his brother.
No, David
Carr.
David Carr. sorry.
David Carr,
I said
wasn't
Derek
Derek
Carr.
Carr.
My mistake.
Yeah,
David Carr had the Texans.
because it was 2002. Yeah.
Which is wild, which means the Texans actually won. That was their inaugural season. They won their first game ever with a rookie quarterback. It is
It's
1
been
14 and
20-something
1.
years.
Yep.
Shit.
No number 1 overall picks ever won a first game, or hasn't won since 2002.
Dude.
David Carr.
Also, shout out Troy Taylor. 6 punts on the weekend. Australian.
Troy
boy.
Taylor, Australian boy, yes, he
Australian
punted very well. He had to.
He also got a message after he got drafted saying, "Don't worry, you won't have to punt a lot."
Yeah, cap.
And had to punt 6 times for 270 yards in his first game.
He had more. He had like double, almost triple the yardage of Caleb Williams had
Yes.
passing. Now, no, Caleb Williams wasn't awful. There were some nice moments. I think he's going to be okay. But if you're a Bears fan, are you sitting there right now like, fucking me, is this guy going to be shit too?
Are you a Titans fan going, why the fuck do we
Well,
run
let's
not
talk about
on
Will
the ball?"
Levis because we all know he likes to fucking blow when he shouldn't be, but he didn't realize he'd blow the game. That pick 63 was the worst throw. I call Daniel Dimes' throw in the preseason the worst throw I've ever seen from a quarterback for a pick 6 when he threw it to that guy on the flat. I'm sure Levis heard that and went, "Hey, J.A.,
Hold my beer.
fuck off, idiot, I got you." Why? The corner was in front of the receiver.
Yeah, that's right.
You went to throw it and then went, no, I'm not going to throw that to him because it's going to get picked off. Then while you were stumbling, your mind changes to go, I'm going to backhand fucking throw this to the corner for him to score a touchdown. Where, mind you, the Bears haven't looked like fucking getting into the red zone, let alone scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
You threw the game away. Like, I hope he learns from that.
They were up
'Cause
17-0.
17-0. I was like, oh, the Bears this is a disaster.
Did you hear what the head coach said?
What?
He said, if we walked out there and punted on 1st and 10 every time, we would have won the game.
Fuck.
I believe it too, because the Bears' offense didn't look like they could fucking do anything. Will Levis, as normal, blows it when it matters.
Shout out.
Well, he goes early.
At least, yeah.
Hey, it was 7 minutes ago, so
and then shout out
go
to
early.
I loved it when what's his name, the safety Owens scored the touchdown. They're like, oh look, Simone Biles' husband just scored. Which, just want to say this to all the feminists out there. If when Simone Biles was winning gold medals, they were like, oh, look, that's Owens from the Bears' wife winning, we'd be outraged.
Simone
But
Biles, she's famous. So
she's earned that. She's the
earned it.
best gymnast
triple
ever.
gold medalist or whatever she is.
She's the
like,
best gymnast ever, I'm pretty sure. I
oh,
don't-
she'd be right up there.
The last time I watched
She's the
gym
most
was when
medalled.
my daughters
Most
did
medaled, yeah, correct.
it. Most
correct.
medaled ever. So that would make her the best ever, surely.
Hey, I'm gonna have to.
You're going to go around
I'm
Caleb
gonna have
hate him?
to. No. Don't worry about Caleb. Caleb will be okay. Like you just got to stop painting his nails and getting a bit too twisty.
The nail painting was a bit much.
That was
I
too
don't
much.
hate it. I don't
No,
hate
it was the whole like.
just
What did he have like?
He had the Bears on
Number
there.
He
didn't
had-
have like number 18 and then
number 18, the Bears.
the Bears. Is that
Yeah.
1, 8? No, it's
Hey,
two. That's-
look,
oh, over
whatever.
all of them 10.
Yeah.
I'm all for people.
Fucking
I'm all for
idiot.
people expressing themselves. Whatever. Just make sure that it doesn't detract from your play. on
Yeah, the
field.
fingernail painting better fucking stop if you're going to play like that. every
Yeah, that's
week.
what I'm saying. Like, you want to paint your fingernails, you want to wear a fucking tutu, do whatever you want, but make sure you back it up on the field.
Just play well. Yeah,
That's
fair
all
enough.
I'm saying.
Fair enough.
I'm going to have to change my stance on Baker Mayfield.
Fuck you, traitor.
I'm going to have to. Like, I thought that
Are you onto the love Baker, not a fake it?
I think I am, man. I think I am.
Welcome to the bright
I'm
side.
with you. I'm with you. I'm welcome to this.
know what?
I've gone to the light.
You know what?
I've gone to the light.
Let's fucking do it, boys. I'm in. I'm in, you sons of a
I
bitch.
don't want you now that you
Oh, I like him now.
No.
you got the FOMO, didn't you?
Dude's a fucking baller.
No, he's a baller. He's a baller.
He's been a baller.
He's a
He has
baller.
been a baller.
Do you
He's
know
a
what's
baller.
hilarious is that the Cleveland Browns, because he wouldn't play when he was injured. This is the story that they were saying he could play, but he shouldn't. But then
No, he didn't want to.
sorry, yeah,
He played when he didn't want
toughed
to.
it out when he was
Yeah.
injured when he didn't want to.
Yes.
And now the joke is that they're stuck with Watson, who couldn't give a fuck, and if he stubs his toe, won't play.
Yeah.
When they had Baker,
Yeah.
and then he like the career arc of Baker Mayfield, like to be on a practice squad at Carolina playing defensive tackle,
Yep.
to then getting signed by the Rams,
It's his
being there the day, playing that night in Monday Night Football,
Yeah.
winning
Win
the game,
Yeah.
playing okay, to then being the
his
starter.
whole story from college as well.
It's just
He
wild
walked
to
onto
me.
2 fucking college football teams, then started. Like, he's a fucking fighter.
I didn't like him. He's obviously grown up a lot.
Yep.
But like that Bucks offense is nice. Mike
Yeah.
Evans is still really
Mark
fucking
Evans
good.
is still Mark Evans.
Goodwin got going, which he
Godwin was
didn't
good,
last
yeah.
year.
Godwin
He
was good,
played
yeah.
really well. They ran the ball okay. I don't know. Like, there's something. I can't remember who they
The
played.
Commanders.
Well, that's the other problem. Jaden Daniels. In fairness to Jaden Daniels, he was probably the best looking rookie quarterback of the week.
The biggest
Yeah.
winner of rookie quarterbacks this week was Michael Penix, I reckon. On the
Yeah,
sideline.
watching Kirk Cousins
Oh, he-
corpse around.
Watch-
Week 6 or 7, he'll start.
Penix.
Yep.
Anyway, just go
After
back to
saying
Baker.
It's not outrageous.
He did exactly what he was supposed to do. A weak Commanders team, and he put them to the sword.
You win.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do.
They were the Commanders' defense was awful.
Home game, home opener. You did exactly what
Why
you were
did
supposed
I
to do.
have any thought in my mind that they would surprise me?
I don't know. You were on it early too,
I don't.
and you ran with it all preseason.
Maybe it'll change. I don't know. There's something in my gut was telling me
Dude,
they'd have something. Jaden Daniels looked okay, but
Baker
he's
Mayfield
inaccurate.
put him to the sword. He threw 4 touchdowns.
Their defense is atrocious. Dan Quinn's defense.
Well-
Dan Quinn's defense relies on talent.
We thought Jaden Daniels was going to like come out and play like Lamar and actually run around and survive.
He did run around. He got hit early, which
Yeah.
you could actually see his helmet came off, and he got up and was like, "Fuck."
Ooh.
Like he
Yeah,
literally
NFL
said to the
big
dude, he
That
was
guy's
like,
26.
"Yeah." He said to the dude, "He's like, fuck.
He had an
Where's all the
18-year-old fucking college kid.
Where's all the 18-year-old red shirts and fucking I'm running around?" But look, I think of all the quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels actually looked okay. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, but Baker. My question is for you guys: can Baker win MVP?
No, they won't win enough games.
It's the same situation.
Shitty division.
Yeah, they're going to have to win like 12 or 13 games for it to be MVP.
Yeah.
For him to be in the conversation.
I had the same question about Derek Carr. Like, obviously, I don't think he can, but
Is there a most improved? There isn't, is there? There's a comeback player.
which Rodgers is going to get that if he plays every game.
Yeah.
True.
No doubt about it.
He didn't look great. He looked okay.
We'll get to him. We'll get
I'm
to
all
him.
for this. I hope they give it to Damar Hamlin.
To D-Ham.
If
The
D-Ham
year
wins
after.
the year after.
That's almost a spit in the face.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Probably deserves to. You cost us fucking Monday
Damar
Night
Hamlin
Football.
hate on this podcast just runs rampant.
I don't
cost us
hate
a-
him. I just
He cost
wish
us
he
Monday
never
Night
got up.
Football.
That's fucking
You know
bad,
what?
bro.
That's
Come
bad.
on.
No, I don't mean that. That is 100% a joke.
Let's wind that back just a little bit, bro.
Hang on.
Come on.
I'm not
saying.
apologising for anything.
Him going down.
I regret nothing.
He ruined Monday Night Football.
Him
for us.
going down broke up Shay Shay and who was he with on first take with?
Skip Bayless.
Skip Bayless.
Skippy.
That was why they really broke down.
In
They
fairness,
didn't break down because of that. He
in
broke down
fairness,
because he was.
I reckon it was on its. I think it was.
It was the final
The
straw.
tracks were
It was
strong.
the final straw.
Like
It was
I
a
think-
real final straw.
I- strong breeze.
Skip Bayless. Just I want to speak on that for one sec.
You like Skip Bayless.
Shannon Sharp.
You're a big Shay Shay lover.
Well,
Turns out he might be gay. So,
okay, what's that got to do with me?
well, I don't
No,
know.
he's-
You're a big
he's-
lover. I'm just
No,
trying
no,
to-
I heard
he's- I'm saying he might be that way inclined.
No, I disagree. I've heard he's a massive coxman, bro. Like he slings
I
it.
don't know. He's no Bill Belichick. Is what I've heard.
Who's he slinging to?
Bill's,
Yeah.
Bill's got aura. He's in
You
his
can,
own.
you can be a
echelon.
coxman
Who's catching?
to men.
So he's got Super Bowl rings.
I heard he's not a tight end. But
He's got Super Bowl rings. He's got a jacket you can't buy,
Yeah.
right?
You can buy it. It's not doesn't mean anything. Anyway,
You're killing me, bro.
sorry.
He's got Super Bowl rings with 2 teams.
Yes.
He's got a jacket you can't buy.
Yes.
What the fuck does Skip Bayless know about football compared to him?
Nothing.
Nothing. And yet that's why they broke up, because he was saying that he wasn't as good a player as what Tom Brady was. That was the whole point. That was the whole argument.
He definitely wasn't as good a player as Tom Brady.
No, what he was saying was you can't speak on that Shannon Sharp couldn't speak on Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And his struggles in the last season in Tampa because he was never as good a player as what he was.
Which is ridiculous.
That is a
'cause
ridiculous
that would
fucking
mean,
statement.
That would actually mean that no one could ever speak about Tom Brady, because if we consider him the best ever, then what, he just can't be talked about ever?
shit
Yeah.
commentator, but I'm off him.
Well, yeah. What did you think of Brady?
I think it's gonna take time for
They
him
need,
to.
they need to base him up a little
Yeah,
bit.
but yeah, turn that.
Did his
bass
voice
up a
get
little
squeaky when he was making out with his son? Was that when it happened?
bit. What the fuck?
Like, I can't believe Dr. Disrespect is getting all this shit right now for what he's doing when Tom Brady's been doing it for 10 years.
What the fuck, bro?
There was
And
no
Mi- and Mi-
messages,
and
though.
Mr.
He
Beast.
didn't message his son.
Just let the man live.
Nah, I'm sorry. You're allowed to kiss your kid like that. That's fine.
Hey, no
Not,
CMC.
but not when he's 17.
No CMC, no problem.
No, they just went to the. They just said, "Fuck it, we're going to run inside every play."
They just went to the well.
Jordan Mason.
Yeah,
Yeah, Jordan Mason.
undrafted free agent Jordan Mason.
And he ran for, what did he run for? He ran for like 150 yards or something.
150 odd, yeah.
Yeah, it was. The Jets did not know how to stop them running inside at all. Could
Yeah,
not stop them.
Yeah, the defense didn't look great.
They forced a lot of field goals. They were very bend not break. I messaged you guys after the first drive from the Jets when they scored a touchdown, saying Aaron Rodgers still got that dog.
And he didn't do anything
He
else.
looked outstanding on that first
Yeah, he
drive.
did.
And yeah, he made some good throws throughout the game. He threw a pick that was, he just threw the ball a bit inside. Again, he's going to be rusty. I've got more faith in the Jets this year than I did last year.
Sure.
I
Well,
think
if Aaron Rodgers is playing, you do. Of course you do.
what we're going to get stuck into Aaron Rodgers and the Jets struggling against the team that made the Super Bowl last year at home in the season opener.
Yeah.
That's really when we're
And the
going to...
NFC Championship the year before.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
the 49ers are probably the best team in the NFC.
I would argue they're the best team in the NFL.
Maybe the NFL.
Yeah.
And you got to play them at home. Like, I just don't think it's that bad a loss.
Cross conference as well.
Garrett Wilson looked active. Looked like he could get the ball to him.
Yep.
Brees Hall looked good. You're not going to play that 49ers defense every week.
True.
I think the Jets are going to be... I think the Jets are going to be fine this year. I
Debo
think they'll push
looked
for a
good.
playoff spot.
Debo looked good.
Debo looked fine. Ayuk looked fine. Seems he didn't play, which... what I loved about Shanahan was he didn't play, so he just changed the whole style.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we got a big bruising running back. Let's run inside on these guys.
Yep.
Which actually suited against the Jets because no one does that to him.
Yeah.
So it was a good game plan.
Shanahan's a good coach. Shanahan's a very good coach, man.
Yeah.
Like, don't sleep on him. He's good. Like there's a reason why
he just
they're
can't.
fucking
He
good
just
every
can't
year.
win fucking Super Bowls.
It's
Which
coming.
I'm not saying like he just can't. He just
It's
can't get over the line.
It's coming. Remember, Andy Reid took him fucking 20 years or 25 years
Very
to win
true.
a Super Bowl, and now he's going for 3 in a row. So everyone just pump the brakes.
Yeah, very true. I just want to quickly mention one last thing. Josh Allen. Just appreciation. I know they were only playing the Cardinals. Cardinals jumped them early.
No,
what,
they were up
16-0?
17-0 or something.
And
yeah.
then Josh Allen basically went, "Fuck you, I'm taking over this game."
Yeah.
And that is what if the Bills are going to be good this year and win a division or have a meaningful playoff run, Josh Allen will need to be the MVP. It is as simple as that. He looked outstanding.
We kind of said that early in our preseason and even in our prediction show that for them to win games, he's going to have to be Superman, basically.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but he did look good.
Yeah, he looked great. He fumbled early, which was a bad fumble, but which happens, and then he took over the fucking game.
Yeah.
Like in every aspect, running, throwing. It was like the quarterback just went, "Hey, Josh, just do what you want. You tell him." And then he was just saying to the receivers, "Get open, guys. I might throw it to you, or I might just run it myself. I'll make my decision when I get the ball and see what happens." He just looked outstanding. Before we get out of tonight's show, want to read out some notes from our long-time listener, Paul Egan, the big fella. I met him down at the Sporting Globe Super Bowl party last year.
Shout out to Paul.
He said he was going to do a recording, but yeah, he doesn't have the voice for it. So he wanted to send some
does that
notes.
mean?
It's not Irish.
I don't know. He's not Irish.
Shout out to Joe, by the way.
Shout out
That was
fucking
so
outstanding.
good.
But this is what Paul sent through. Let me read it out, and
Please.
I'll do the honours. Finally watched most of today's game and reached some early conclusions. Some sober, some drunk. Feel free to share these with the podcast.
Who does he follow, by the way?
Steelers.
Okay.
Sorry, Brock. And agree or ridicule more likely as you see it. Steelers sitting in the rightful place on top of the AFC North. Although since Jordan only has us winning 2 games, if we beat Denver next week, I'll have to stop watching them for the rest of the season.
True.
Keeping receipts in case we don't actually suck.
Perfect.
The Pooh Browns got rid of Baker after he played hurt for them and sold their ass for Watson, who has now become worse than injured Baker, while Baker looked like peak Watson today.
True.
Brady's voice seems to have got an octave higher on commentary. Could be nerves or maybe or too much kissing his son on the mouth. While I love seeing the Ratbirds lose like that, it definitely seems the Chief were refereed more leniently than everyone else.
Yep.
Caleb Williams stunk it up hard today, but unfortunately, Usain Bolt, otherwise known as Will Levis, stunk it up worse. Not sure if Levis is like Bolt because of the speed of his performance or just doing his Bolt. Let's move on.
Yep.
While I'm at it, I don't know Brock from a bar of soap, but when I hear him on a rant or adding a comment, I picture him as Alan from The Hangover. Hope you'll take these on board. Mic drop. It's funny because Brock once dressed up as Alan from The Hangover at a end of season.
I didn't know that. That's brilliant. That's
and when I
fantastic.
saw that, I fucking just pictured you wearing that top.
I'm bringing it back. I'm going to do Alan again this year.
Shout out,
to
Paulie.
Paul.
Thank you
Shout out
very
to
much, mate. And that's the shit we fucking love. Honestly,
Yeah.
you guys want to send stuff in?
The more of that,
Send it in.
the merrier, please.
We love it. Thanks to Jer for taking the time.
Yep, love it.
Thanks to Paul for taking the time. We seriously love your feedback and love your support for a long time.
Hey, and thanks to you guys, boys. We're back for another
We're
season.
back, baby.
I love it.
Get on the TikToks. Our TikToks have, I've got some really good clips going up there now. They also go up on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts as well.
Cool.
Obviously, the podcast video is on YouTube if you want to watch it there. It's also video on Spotify now, so if you just go to the Spotify, click it, it'll come up with a video show there as well.
You can see my head.
See our head. All the TikToks, all the Shorts, and again, shout out to Sporting Globe. Get
Yes.
onto the Patreon, sign up. Honestly, it's $6 a month. for a chance of winning a $25 voucher once a week. Like I think it's just such great value. I'm actually going to sign my wife up for it so she can win it.
Is that a conflict of interest?
Are we allowed to? We obviously aren't allowed to. Well, technically we are. It's just randomly drawn.
Yeah, it's just
We do it with like a wheel where everyone's
I can
named.
put on a mustache and be Mr. Snrub.
Yes, but like surely, like, it's just in a wheel. But yeah, I feel dumb. I think it's stupid for us to give our own money to the podcast to win a voucher. But the voucher's fucking good. Love Sporting Globe.
Shout out to Sporting Globe. Thank you.
Sporting Globe,
Thank you very
Turnside
much.
Park in particular. But you can go anywhere with this voucher. So if you live in WA or Queensland, New South Wales, Tasmania.
Nah, not
Tough
one.
break.
Not one in Tasmania.
Oh, it's a very tough break. You can win
You've
a
got a tough
voucher
break
and
living
you
in
can go
Tassie anyway,
somewhere.
bro.
I would have thought. Yeah.
Red Cup betting this Sunday.
We're doing it in here this Sunday? We'll work it out.
We'll work it out.
It'll be somewhere. Tune in.
Tune in, boys. Love you, lads.
Peace out.
Peace.